President Donald Trump's second State of the Union covered a lot of ground, and you could argue he at least tried to reach across the aisle compared to past speeches, especially campaign rallies. But what seemed to unite both Democrats and Republicans, well, except for a few, was an independent, was the line as the president wrapped up comments about Venezuela.
Tonight, we renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
Okay, I have to bring in our 360 view on this topic. We go to our political panel, former Florida Democratic Party Chair Mitch Ceasar and CEO of American Majority Ned Ryun. Thanks for joining me, gentlemen. I am sure it's kind of like the Super Bowl. You're probably like trying to, get through the day. You need some extra coffee because last night's State of the Union did go late, and the president did put in this socialist comment that did get applause from both Republicans and Democrats, but also got kind of an interesting look from Bernie Sanders. So, Ned, why did President Trump feel like he needed to point out that the U.S. will never be a socialist nation in his speech last night?
Because there is a growing movement inside the Democratic Party that is deeply socialist. You've got Bernie Sanders, you've got AOC, you've got all of these presidential candidates that are basically swearing allegiance to the far left, the socialist agenda of Medicare for all, free college tuition, the new Green Deal. All of these things are cute terms for what it actually is, which is socialism. And so I think he felt the need to really state very clearly, we are not a socialist country. We were born free. We will continue to be free. But I'm telling you this, Scotty, he's looking at 2020. And right now, I am convinced that whoever wins the nomination inside the Democratic Party is going to have to swear allegiance to all of those socialist views, because the fact is, all the money and all the grassroots power is with the far left, which is socialist in its views.
Okay, so Mitch, to Ned's point, what do you make of the line last night the president gave? And there were Democrats like Nancy Pelosi applauding it. One of the few points that she made, she actually applauded that line. Do you think Democrats are starting to feel this divide, especially seeing in 2016 the excitement that Bernie Sanders brought and the large crowds that he brought, knowing that there is a divide ideologically in the party right now?
First of all, the one thing I do agree with Ned is it is all about 2020, so I want to give him credit for that. Where I differ specifically is who's going to disagree the fact that we don't want America to be a socialist place? Does it have to do with Bernie Sanders? I kind of doubt it. Does it have to do with Ocasio-Cortez? Maybe. But what I really think it involves is creating either a false enemy or a common enemy or a fictitious enemy. Specifically, the president loves to talk about how wonderful he is and he's the greatest president in history, but he also likes to go negative all the time, every day. To the names like, low energy Jeb Bush or little micro Marco or lying Ted, those are just small examples. If you could find a common enemy for his base, that makes him happy. Does it expand upon his base? No, he seems to have no interest in that. It's all about, don't look here, look over here, it's a common enemy. It's something nobody debates, we don't want, but it's not a real threat. In some ways, it's like there's a caravan approaching the border, and then as soon as Election Day came, it disappeared until the State of the Union last night.
Well, that's the thing, Mitch. You talk about that, but everybody has to have an enemy, whether it's Republican or Democrats. Democrats often villainize people on the right, and the right often that's just the society that we live in. That's how you're able to get people excited about it. But in this case, it almost seemed like we've heard this green plan being constantly talked about, and a lot of excitement amongst some Democrats, especially the younger ones, getting behind it, the green plan. Could this ultimately, though, be very troubling for the Democrats to get over, because that's not going to bring over the independents, and it's definitely not going to get the conservatives or the Republicans to cross over and endorse a candidate like we saw what happened in the reverse in 2016?
I think energy and conservation issues, I know at least in Florida, I'm sure in America, cut across all political lines, including with Republicans and independents. I think it'll come down to this, as the other plans mentioned, relate to how big it is, what the scope is. It's the beginning of a discussion. That's how I view this. It's not an end result. And you've had many presidential possibles already say they think it's too expensive, meaning not necessarily the environmental, because we haven't heard enough about the green plan, but some of the others. Remember, this is the president who used the term, we must reject the politics of revenge, unquote. And then during the morning, he attacked, in a meeting with editors, attacked Schumer, called Biden stupid, even attacked John McCain. So There's a disingenuous here, working all the time with this president, even on the morning of his own presidential address, kind of stepped on his own message.
Right.
But I don't see this other than the beginning of a discussion.
Okay, so Ned, you're shaking your head and you've got that smile and that glimmer in your eyes. You want to respond. Go for it.
The new Green Deal, literally, according to AOC, they want to put our entire energy grid on renewables in 10 years. The cost is staggering, Scotty. They want to do a complete societal upheaval in going and doing this new green plan. And I've made this argument, I'm going to say it again, Scotty. They want to give everything for free. The problem with that is when everything is given for free, you have to give something in return. And I'm sorry, if we have a government in which Medicare for all, free college tuition, and all of these things that they want to hand out, it flips everything on its head. Instead of, we the people, it's going to be we the people for the government, working for the government, because in life, nothing is free. And Scotty, I'm telling you, the costs of all of these things are so staggering. The taxes will be incredible. We will be working for the state. And I'm sorry, when we talk about this, the newer generation of millennials has bought into this. This is a rising movement. It needs to be addressed. And I think the encouraging thing in 2020 is we will actually have an honest debate about which direction we want to go as a country. Are we going to embrace socialism? Or are we going to move down the path of free market capitalism, which has made us the great nation we are today? I want the masquerade to be over. Let's have that honest debate, and I think we're going to have it in 2020.
And you're going to have it also amongst the parties themselves. Thanks for joining us, gentlemen.
That's right.
Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out our channel. We hope you enjoyed the video. We have tons of content for you just like this. For more of RT America's one-of-a-kind news and analysis, be sure to subscribe and never stop questioning more.